Hello, and welcome to Therapy Notes 30. I'm your host, Dr. Elaine Malik. This is where practical psychology meets everyday living. This is a site where I talk about concepts, issues, topics that we hear in therapy. This is not meant to treat or diagnose anything, but is for educational purposes only. So come along and listen to some of the everyday things that we talk about in therapy. Let's talk about an issue that is very common for individuals who struggle with self-esteem, who struggle with anxiety or depression, and that is the over-reliance on feelings versus facts. Now, I have done a video on basic feelings and aren't facts, but this I want to go into a little deeper because it may be hard for people who are not familiar with how feelings can be inaccurate, can give you inaccurate information about what's going on. But this is a very, very common and difficult thing that many people struggle with, whose moods and feelings are very hard to stabilize. So, feelings aren't facts is a common phrase that therapists use who are primarily using a cognitive behavioral approach. Now, it's used in other circumstances too, but I think it's important for us to break that down and help people understand why we focus so much on helping people understand that feelings cannot be the leading indicator of what's going on in their life. And it's not that feelings don't matter. It's not that we're trying to make people believe that you don't listen to your feelings, or your feelings don't matter, or you don't know what you feel, or your feelings are unimportant. That's not what we're saying. But what we're saying is that feelings that don't have a way to be rooted in evidence can be suspect. So this might be helpful to give an example, and it can be done in lots of situations, but one common way that people struggle with feelings aren't facts is when a person has a feeling that perhaps they're not doing a good job at work. Maybe they've even started to feel that they're going to be fired. But when pressed for what evidence or what are you basing those feelings on, they tend to have very vague and sort of non-specific evidence, if you will. I just feel like I'm not keeping up. I feel like I'm not, I'm not producing enough. But when we press for, is that factual? Have you been told you're not keeping up? Have you been told that you are going to be fired? Have you been told, has your performance review been, you are on probation because of some, inability to get your work done? With few exceptions, the answer is no. The answer is no. I have outstanding performance reviews. I'm well within the top group of people who perform at work, whether it be a quota or getting projects done or taking care of patients on a unit, whatever their job is. That they don't have any specific, real hard evidence that their job is in jeopardy. Because if their job is in jeopardy, we want as a therapist to help them through that. Well, is there a way you could do better at work? Is there a way you could show up on time more often, or reach quota, or be more engaged on the unit? Is there a way we can improve your performance on the unit so that you don't lose your job, right? So we're not trying to tell them, oh, you're just imagining things, don't worry about it. But we want them to understand that feelings are important and we want you to care about your feelings, but not let them be the leading indicator of what's really going on unless they are consistent with real legitimate evidence that needs to be listened to. And so what people will often say is, I know the facts don't line up with my feelings, but I'm going to go with my feelings anyway. So what they're saying is even though reality isn't consistent with my feelings, I'm going to discard reality. I'm going to dismiss reality. I'm going to, override reality and go with my gut. And this is the difficulty that we run into, is feelings can feel so convincing. I mean, I know that sounds sort of like, what? But remember, our feelings can be very fluid. And give it some thought. We have a $1 billion industry that is built upon the understanding that we can be convinced to feel something that is absolutely imaginary. Imaginary. We pay a lot of money to be tricked into feeling something, and that's called the entertainment field. Whether it be songs, whether it be movies, we go to a movie theater, we sit in a dark room with a bunch of strangers, watch a two-dimensional screen with paid actors and actresses who are saying lines. And if they say it with enough passion and enough emphasis, we can be drawn into a magical world. And we can make cry, we can get scared, we can laugh, we can be outraged. Even though all of us know that what we're watching is fantasy. It's fantasy. How many people went to the movie theater to watch the movie Titanic? I know I did. And how many of us, at the end, when the actor and actress was drowning in the ice-cold water, and the gentleman, Leo Carpaccio, I think, I can't remember his last name, but anyway, the actor slipped into the icy water, that there weren't a lot of tears being shed in the audience. Now, we knew that the actor wasn't really in freezing water, and we knew that when the director said cut, his body double or whomever was going to get out of whatever looked like freezing water, right? But why were we so moved to feel that? It was because feelings can be fooled. Feelings can be fooled. If the words that are used, the phrases that are used, the way the actor is talking can convince us to feel something that we know is based in fantasy. So the point I'm trying to make is that feelings are important and they're relevant, and it's okay to heed them, to listen to them, to acknowledge them. But when there isn't a consistency with the facts, we have to be suspect. We don't have to be suspect. The feelings have to be suspect. We have to ask ourselves, are these feelings justified for the circumstance I'm in? Am I truly going to be fired? Am I truly doing a bad job? Or are these feelings due to stress, due to how bad I feel about myself, self-esteem? I've done a lot of videos on self-esteem. We have to recognize that feelings don't necessarily reflect the facts, and to try our best to engage in creating feelings that are consistent with the facts. Yes, I'm doing a good job. Yes, I'm working hard on the unit or in the job or the project or whatever. I'm doing a really good job. It's okay for me to be glad. It's okay for me to be grateful. It's okay for me to feel motivated to keep doing well, right? We don't have to become arrogant. We don't have to become self-absorbed or think that we can stop working hard. Feeling bad isn't necessarily the only way to feel motivated to work hard. Sometimes it's detrimental to us because it tends to eat up a lot of energy when we are constantly down on ourselves. So feelings aren't facts is an important part of helping people regulate self-esteem, helping them regulate mood instability like anxiety or depression. And I think it's important sometimes to explain how feelings can be fooled when in fact they are not representative of what's really going on. So that's a deeper dive into feelings aren't facts. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you found this informative. If you have some topics you'd like me to discuss, please put them in the comments below. Until next time, I'm your host, Dr. Elaine Malik.